Okay, good day, folks. I'm playing a game today called Assetto Corsa, and I've been practicing on the Nurburgring Nordschleife course. The Nordschleife circuit is located in Germany. It is the longest track with the most corners and is a very difficult track. I'm just setting up my Ferrari to tackle the course. So this game's awesome because the physics that exist in the game only allow you to do what's only allowed in the real world, like make the tires really sticky, make the wings and the downforce very high so you stick to the track. So what I've done is I've cranked up the engine on this car as much as you can to about 1800 horsepower, made the tires as sticky as gum, and turned the wings up to maximum. I've also practiced this course so many times and memorized it. And the number of corners that exist on this course have taken me quite a few hours to do so, but I've managed to learn the course in its entirety and cut every apex and every corner at the proper speeds. So here I'm going to walk you through a slow lap first, and then I'll do a flying lap and see how quickly I can go. Now this is an F1 car, so car companies around the world have been trying to tackle this course with their production cars. So the fastest record of a production car is currently, I think it's 6 minutes 35 in a Porsche 911 GT2, and that's production, meaning it's a mass-produced car. Porsche actually produced a purpose-built car for this track called the Porsche 919 Hybrid that did it in 5 minutes and 19 seconds. So here we go. Let me walk you through the course itself. I'll just change some weather settings because, well, preferentially I prefer to drive in the evening, and this simulation actually allows for such a thing because its graphics are phenomenal. So you'll see me change the camera view here. I'm in a drone. You can see the reflections on the paint and how beautiful they are. Whoops, sorry about that, a little hasty on the controls there. But look at the detail on the pavement, on the bodywork, on the tire. It's an unbelievable simulation. It's beautiful, to be honest. And it has these active weather effects, which can be applied. Oops, here I go again with the wacky controls. But you'll see once I change the weather effects, you can apply them dynamically while you drive. There's also some custom shaders. There's also a bunch of lighting effects. There's dynamic reflections. There's headlights. There's weather. There's clouds. There's shadow from the clouds. There's rain effects. There's wet road effects. It's just incredible. So you've got this ability to jump forward into the evening, which I just did. You can place clouds into the atmosphere. Come on, clouds, change up. There we go. Kind of cool that it does that. But look at the graphics. Unbelievable. Absolutely gorgeous as far as graphics are concerned. We just take these off here and then we'll walk us through a lap. I can also change the lighting up and down, the contrast, all of these factors, ambient light, distant ambient light, directional ambient light. It's pretty beautiful. Look at that. If your graphics card can handle it, why not? So here we go for a slow lap. So this is the last set of corners. We're actually on the last 3 corners right now. So we're going to do a left, a right, and the timer should start on a new lap right now. So when I cross this next time, you'll see. So the timer starts now. Anyway, we're going to take this down the pit wall and we're going to do a left onto a straight. The thing about this track is that being in an F1 car, you cannot hit the curbs, because if you do, you'll fly upwards like that. See? So the problem is I do not want to touch the curbs, but I want to get as close as possible to take the fastest racing line. So we cut down here. This is what I call the intro portion of the track where the crowd stands. You go left, right, down here. Very, very tight and slim. Another left, right, left combo with a curb on your left and a curb on your right where the crowd gets to watch, and some graffitied road. And after this right-hand turn with a curb on your left, which you don't touch, you can floor it. Max out. Best part about this is you get a beautiful view of the German countryside. Like I said, this track is, 20-something kilometers long with 100 and something turns. So most cars come off the ground here, you have to slow down, and this right-hander is very tricky. But in the F1 car, because of the downforce, you can take it flat out, and you'll see that when I do. So you get this long sweeping left downhill, get a beautiful look at the countryside and the clouds. Over top, to your left, you come screaming down the hill to this right-hander, which you can take at a fairly quick pace, which is 4th gear. So you take this, avoid the curbs. Again, flat out after this, under the bridge, flat out down the hill. This is very claustrophobic though. You get into the downwards and the guts of the forest. You get a bit of a left-right, which you can take almost at top speed. Then you get bottomed out at the bottom of this hill, where you come back up, so your compression happens right now, and you get the top of the hill, but you realize there's a blind left, so you can cut that curb right there, take a right, left. This is the slowest corner on the track right here, and it's a blind left. You can hit that curb very easily. Take the right, and then floor it again. And you come down to a long sweeping left, which you can take at almost your top speed, which is really cool, because of the downforce. In a Porsche 911 GT2 or something like that, you would have to slow down for this, but in the F1 car, you don't. And this you can take in 3rd or 4th, sometimes 4th if you can miss this curb jutting out to the left and then go downhill to the 3rd gear right. Again, floor it, and you'll come downhill to the bottom of the mountain. Very, very low altitude now. We're going to take a right-hander. It's just fairly fast in 5th or 6th sometimes, and then again, another very hard corner because you have to brake and turn at the same time. So you get down to 2nd gear here. Turn hard left, come back on your right, avoid the curb, and floor it again, but not for too long because you get to go down the hill. And whenever you see that house off in the distance, you know you've got this quick left that goes dumping into a little gully. Watch, down in the gully. Compression of the suspension right here. Turn right, and then floor it again. But not for long again. Over the hill, down to your left. Then a very carefully cut out right-hander, which goes to a slick piece of pavement, which is very slippery, but is a long straightaway and is one of my favorite parts of the track. You floor it here for as long as you can. Very few corners. Left, left, another slightly harder left, and then straight. Maxed out speed here, at your top speed here for sure. You're going to get a slight right, followed by one of the hardest lefts because it's a double apex. You have to cut the curb perfectly. Ready? Cut the curb first there, and then there, in order to not slam into the fence. And this right-hander has a curb on your right, so you can't touch it, even though I did. And this is a right-hander down to the first carousel. The carousel is a famous piece of pavement that you can either take on or off the beaten path. On the path is very difficult because it's bumpy, so you go down here and you take this bank, but you can take it quicker if you manage to do it right. Come back to your right and floor it. Up the hill to a left-right combo, and around the corner to some of my favorite turns on the track because it requires some exact precision to get it right. Wait for after this right-hander. Ready? Watch this. Downhill. Right, left, and then cut the curb across to this weird graffitied pavement right there, and then up the hill around again. It's almost like a roller coaster ride. Again, left down here, avoid the curb. Cut it close, boom, on your right. Cut it close, up the hill, floor it. Watch the grass on the left. Come around here, watch that curb on the left, and this one's hard because your curb on the right juts out to pass 90 degrees. You gotta slow down to avoid that, but you can floor it through here and get your top speed through the rest of these corners in the F1 car. It's just beautiful. You take this basically straight, even though it looks like there's curbs. You don't. Boom, to your right. Do it again. Down into the gully and up the hill and over the crest to another set of what looks like curves, but they're straight. So up here, over the crest, to your right, floor it. Right through here. Top speed right through this. Slow down slightly to go to your right. Slow down even more to go across the bridge to your left. Avoid the curb on the right. Hit your second carousel, which is very small. And then you can basically mash the pedal to this corner where you can slow down to 5th gear, take the corner, and Mash the pedal all the way out to the straightaway that leads to home. As soon as you're under this bridge, you know you're home. Dead straight, floor it. Hit the top speed of your car easily. This is the longest straight of the course. You'll see the visitors center on the right where the public gets to drive in and test their cars right there. So after you pass under this bridge, you go downhill, up through a slight left and a slight right, followed by your 3 corners that we started on, and then the lap is over. So I'm going to try to do a hot lap here. So I'm not going to stop talking. Here we go. After this right, and start your clocks now.
is, folks. 4:46 on the Nurburgring. Thank you very much. Fucking hands are sweaty. Holy sh! Let's take a look at that. Let's see that in an instant replay. Begin timer now. What did I say oh yeah, I did 440. The lap record was a 5:19. How about that? Of course, no one ever attempted it in a hopped up F1 car. Well, thanks for joining me on that venture. We'll see if I can beat this time.